Hello and welcome to, well, we'll see how it goes because, like usual, I struggle to schedule lives in, and it's been a crazy busy year. Three weddings actually, two weddings this bloody week. And so, yeah, it's been a crazy year on the old wedding front. So I have been struggling to schedule stuff in. So I'll put it on for a bit and see where we go, and if people join, and then if they don't join, I'll just knock off and yeah, go from there. So what a warm day. It's typical that the kids are back at school and the warm weather comes. Yeah, so we've got all bloody summer where it's been shit, and it has been shit. We've had a right crap summer, and then all of a sudden we're getting a heat wave. Although I'm glad we didn't get the heat wave that Greece got. I mean, we don't want no wildfires, none of that shit. Good evening, Thomas. How are you, matey? And it is wham. I've had to change. I've just done a beer review down the shed, and I've had to fully change because the shed's very warm. Yeah, 28 degrees in here. It's like being in the sauna. Good thing I've got some beer for the occasion. It's nice to actually try and do it live, and I was going to go on at 6, and then I put a short out saying I was going on at 6, and oh well, I went earlier. Wife started getting her hair done, so I've got a free window of opportunity. Kids up, God, kids. My older son and the other one, they were both up the house chilling out the way of the sun because it has been a belting hot day. Forest. I still can't understand why they're buying so many players, but he's obviously Marinakis, whatever his name is. He's obviously trying to buy Forest's way into being a proper Premiership team, and to do that, you need big quality players. When Man City went up from the 3rd division to the Premiership all them years ago now, they basically changed their team in one season and then changed their team again. And so you can understand, I can see where he's going. It makes it very hard as a Forest fan because I have no idea who's playing. If you're listening to it on the radio, like, hear somebody's name, and it's like, who's this bloke? Never heard of him. And I know Owanwe, because Owanwe is scoring goals for fun. I think he scored in 7 consecutive matches, and he set up the assist for Forest the other day against Chelsea. Good win for Forest away at Chelsea. You know, any away win in the Premiership is great. What Forest do need to do is make the City ground an absolute bloody fortress, and it's becoming that way with Forest. You know, teams come here starting to get a bit worried about coming in. That's what we need, but we also need these teams to gel. And Sheffield United are going to have a tough year this year. It was a tough year for us last year, and with any luck, as long as injuries don't kill off our best players, we might get somewhere this year. You know, mid-table, just outside the top 6, that'd be amazing. I mean, yeah, the dream would be to get even higher, but you know, so I'm dreaming. But Leicester had a lucky year when they won it because every one of the other big teams had a shit year, and bless them, good old Leicester. But and obviously now they're in the Division 1, 2nd division, whatever you call it, Championship nowadays, isn't it? Fucking hell. The 3rd division will have its own. You know, what is now Division 1 will have its own names. You know, like the Triumph division or something in the end. Good afternoon, John. How are you? It's a warm one, isn't it? Bloody hell, what a warm week. My daughter was fretting because she's having an outdoor wedding on Friday. And so literally my beer reviews this weekend are going to be zilch. Good thing I do some in hand. But tonight, tonight the wife's out, so I've got a couple of hours to sit down, have a chill, have a bit of a chat, drink a beer, not get too drunk. I'm not getting drunk on bloody 5% beer. Yeah. I found a sneaky 2 litre bottle of rum and raisin the other day, but I've drank that. Yeah. No wonder my stomach was aching this morning. Got the old cookie dough chocolate mild here. I think it's still tasting all right, but it's not as good as it initially was. The cookie dough flavouring's worn off quite massively, whereas the rum and raisin flavouring is still really potent. It's funny with these essences how they are. Oh, but yeah, nice to have some warm weather. I hope people are out there and enjoying it, because you never know how long it's going to last. Good evening, Mr. Stuntman. How are you? It's been a while, mate. I hope you're well. I hope the family's well. I'm doing well, actually. I mean, I've been feeling shit in the sun today. I think I just got walloped by the sunshine, and mowing in the sun continuously all day long in the sun, like a prat. I didn't go for shade breaks, and tomorrow I'm mowing tomorrow, so I'll make sure with a ride-on mower. So I'll make sure, if I have to, get the umbrella up and knock it off. The ABV is about 5.4% on this, so not a strong beer at all. It's nice enough. It's all grain brewed. I've just actually chucked away the Wraggys Golden Ale 2 that I did. I've just tried it. It's all sedimenty. It's supposed to be a golden ale, and it was hazy as hell. So I fucked up on that. So mental health's not too good at the moment. Oh, bless you, mate. Tough times for a lot of us. I'm at work, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm at work. I'm in one of the best. 10 years ago, if you'd have said to me, if I'd have told you what my dream job was, working as a gardener, free reign, fairly decent wage, no one telling me what to do, no one sticking their oar in when I don't want it, doing whatever I can, growing my own plants. I'm doing the dream job that I wanted to do, and yet still I'm at work. And even on days like today, sun's out. It makes you feel good, the sun does, apart from sweating your bollocks off and feeling sick because I think I had too much sun. And even so, even days like today, I still get days where I feel lonely, and it is balmy, isn't it? That mental health is a shit. You can fuck off. Wasp. Yeah, mental health's a shit, because you can be in the best form of your life, and your fucking brain decides, fuck off. You'll get twatted. Yeah, go out there, fucking wasp. My French. Yeah, there's people with kids in the background saying, why is he swearing? Yeah, but yeah, mental health. It's never easy, I think once you get mental health, unless you're very lucky, it just seems to be an ongoing thing, and sometimes beer helps massively. Fucking will get a red card. I get my fucking fist as well. Twatting thing. He's good. Luckily, he's at the door now, sitting in the doorway looking at me. Yeah, it's really strange. It's little things can really piss me off as well. I mean, even yesterday, I'd had a few beers, and I'd had a wine and maybe a few more beers. I had a good day yesterday, to be fair. Drank some impies, drank nearly a full bottle of wine, went to the hot tub, and but yeah, I've totally gone off now. No, I've lost what I was actually going to say. No, it's fucking gone now. Yeah, twat. Yeah. But yeah, mental health, totally shit bag at times. But more people suffer mental health than a little. Yeah, some people are good at hiding it. Some people feel that they're the big man and don't talk about it. Or sometimes they don't know what it is. They'll get these feelings in their brain, you know, being down, days when you're having you should be feeling fantastic on certain days and you're feeling absolutely rubbish. Some of that's all down to the older mental health. No, no, I'm off the own brew. I've still got loads of, from the Wraggys Beer Festival, still got loads of beer. So yeah, I do want to do some, but it's at the moment we've been punished with cars this year. Absolutely had our pants pulled down and then some. Luckily the warranty paid out last week, otherwise that would have been a £500 bill. And we only had to pay 40 quid, which still pisses me off because the thing that broke took out the belt. So it's not that the belt snapped because of its own accord, the alternator belt. The bloody Ownbrook, the aircon compressor, took it out for whatever, however it did it. Something came off, hit that, snapped the bloody alternator belt. Luckily, I managed to get all the way to Leicester and all the way back home, and then did another couple of days driving before the rest of the belt snapped. So would have been a bit naughty on the M1 with no alternator belt, because obviously there's only so long before the car stops. Yeah, the vow renewals was fantastic. The stress beforehand, anxiety, even on the morning, basically at 11 o'clock in the morning, stressed to high heaven, trying to set things up. In the exit, pissed it down all day. So in the end, we took it inside, and the beer festival worked out great. The vow renewal, it was a great day. Yeah, daughter's wedding on Friday as well. So another bloody wedding, and then the day after, another wedding. Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't go to weddings for donkey's years. Probably because I've got no friends, but or don't get invited, one of the two. But well, nobody I know is getting married, not daft enough, I suppose. But yeah, daughter's wedding this weekend, so yeah. And the wedding, the heat, especially a good temperature. Going to get some beers there. I've got some beers hopefully coming from a local brewery. So yeah, because I'm not paying 6 or 7 quid for beers from my workplace. So we got married at Cockliffe, the one that's in Arnold, which is near me. My daughter's getting married at Newark, which is basically half an hour's drive from here, about 35 minutes drive. So and that's the other side. But the only beer they've got on the bar, get this, Doom Bar on keg on the bar. And I'm not fucking drinking Doom Bar. I'm not paying a 5 or 6 quid a pint at Doom Bar. No chance. Oh dear. When they said it, they said to me, I said, "Oh, what beer are you having on the bar?" Because what they did have Carlsberg's, Marston's, Shedhead, which isn't too bad a beer, to be fair. Supposedly a craft beer. And then what happened? They got rid of that. They got Sharp's Atlantic Pale, which it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. And now they've changed from what they call a draft master system, where it's like these plastic bloody things, to a keg system. So now the kegs, it's metal kegs. And yeah. So now they've got Doom Bar on, flipping Doom Bar. When they told me, I'm like, oh, for God's sake. Well, people are asking about Doom Bar all the time. I'm thinking, are they? Really? And I'll have to try and get them to give me out, or buy half a pint, no more than half, and do a review on it and see how good or bad it is. And let's hope it's good. Because if it's shit, I'm gonna say it's shit. I mean, to be fair, that's got a nice chocolatey taste to it. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be a decent week of weather, to be fair. So, I mean, it's about time. I mean, for all the moaning, and people are bound to moan it's too hot this week. I'm sweating my head off, so I'm saying it's too hot. But we've got a long winter coming up, so you know, to have a few nice weeks of warmer weather is not a bad thing in the grand scheme of things. Bit of rain as well would be nice, but hey, you can't win them all, can you? Can't keep moaning about rain. As long as it's nice in the middle of October as well. Yeah, because I'm going away in October, so I'm going down to Dorset. So never been to Dorset. I know it's down south. I haven't got a clue where. And it's past London as far as I know. I haven't been to a wedding for years, or funerals now. Yeah, I don't like funerals, mate. My wife's auntie died last week. She'd got cancer, and yeah, that, you know. And at the wedding in Northern Ireland, 500 people went to the funeral. 500 people. Wow. I'll be lucky if I get 10. But then again, I'd rather not die until I'm about 90 or 100. As long as I can wipe my own arse and I'm not pissing and shitting myself, it's all good. You know, these people who haven't got a clue who they are, I'd rather, if I get to that stage and I'm that bad, I'd rather say to the family, look, I don't want to be a vegetable in front of you. I'd rather drink myself into oblivion than fucking put up with that. Do some live on the internet and just get wrecked. And, you know, let them see me for the good person I was. Certainly not a shadow. No one wants to see a shadow of anyone. Sad. So it's going to be nice up to Halloween. Ooh, that would be good. Good evening, Paul. Paul, are you going to Derby Beer Con? It's not too far away. And obviously, you're not far away from me. I'm going on the Saturday this year. So I'm going from 2 till 9. Well, I'll hopefully be there for 2 anyway. I've got some gardening to do in the morning, but I'm going to catch the bus into town, catch the Red Arrow to Derby. And Crouch Brew Company are on at the Beer Con. So that's great for them. I'm really excited that they're there. It puts them in the shop window. Plus, if they get chatting to Neon and Bang the Elephant, it's all good. Chatting to these breweries, there's some good breweries out there who do collabs, and it's all about getting your name out there for the public. But yeah, let's hope it is nice up to Halloween. We need a bit of warm weather. We've had a crap July. I mean, it was nice to get the rain after June, but we didn't need it for weeks and weeks on end. And obviously August. I mean, there's been nights in the house where you think contemplating putting the heating on, and it's like, what? Yeah, British Gas and them earn enough money off us. We don't want to give them any more money than we need to. I mean, if global warming means that we don't pay as little gas as possible, all good. Not that we want global warming, but you know, but is it really global warming? You never really know, do you? Let's be fair. The media, who controls the media? It's funny that there's been stuff happening in the world that there's been nothing on our news. In Iran, the Taliban in Iran have been having a bit of a ding dong. Ain't come on the British news. And you've got to wonder how much is fake, how much is real. Good evening, Benjamin. No notification. I did try and flag that flipping notification. I can't work Google out. Like most, it was a random live, to be fair. I've got the red card t-shirt on. yeah. Liam Rusco brought this to my stag do, and luckily that day I actually didn't get a red card. Why? Because I was absolutely steaming. global warming is fake. There's some signs that it's bollocks, and then it's just a sign of the times. And the you know, going away that weekend, I'm going to Nottingham on the Friday Beer Festival, going with a bunch of people, my wife and our friends. But if I see anybody, all good. I haven't got a Wraggys beer review t-shirt though, because obviously that one got a bit blooded and it got binned. I couldn't get the blood out. I washed it about 6 times. It was fucked. So there you go. What do you think of Brennan Johnson going to Spurs? I think if he wanted to go, then I salute him for staying with us last year, helping us stay promoted. We got 50 million for him, well, 47 million. That's helped bring some more players in. He now, Spurs are obviously a lot higher than Forest, a lot, you know, a bigger club than Forest at the moment, at least. He's got more of a chance to get in the England squad, being with Spurs. Will he play every week though? There's the big thing. Forest, more chance of playing every week. At Spurs, unless he gets off the ground running, it'll be interesting. He has got that speed though. He's a thirsty lad. I think he'll do well. And you know, he's still a red, you know, wherever he goes. But I wish him all the best. And I think for financial fair play, Forest needed to balance the books. So we can't be spending all that money like Man City do and not selling people on. So we've had to do quite a bit of that. And I think that's where, I mean, you don't want to lose players, but if the players we've got are, you know, going to be great replacements. I mean, we've got a one-way. He's something bloody amazing. He is. What am I drinking? Drinking my cookie dough chocolate mild. The cookie dough is basically disappeared, the essence, but it's still a nice chocolate mild, to be fair. Yeah, I've got no chance of alive this week. Thursday, I'm setting up my daughter's wedding. Friday, I'm at my daughter's wedding. Saturday, we're going over to Gainsborough, so not far away from the Sheffield part of the country, to a wedding in Gainsborough. My boss's wedding. Well, my manager at the Cockcliffe site, she's getting married this weekend. My wife's doing the cake. So I think we've got an invite through proxy. You know, I don't think she really wanted us there in the day. It'll feel a bit strange, to be honest, but at least they get to see me looking smart rather than looking like a scruffy fucker like I normally do. Yeah, and I might even get my haircut this week as well, so I'm there. But yeah, spending 47 million and sitting him on the bench. What Chelsea have done over the years, they've spent some ridiculously big money on players and just never played them. I think the Blades will be lucky. I mean, I hope they do stay up. I do like Sheffield United. I mean, it's nice that we beat them, but we needed that win, you know, and they need a win now. They need to get they need to get the home ground as a fortress again. You're not going to win many on the road, certainly not against the big teams, not at the moment anyway. Like Forest last year, it's all about staying up. It's all about staying up, unless you look at, you know, unless all of a sudden Sheffield go on an amazing run. But you never know. It can happen. Don't get drunk. I won't be getting drunk either night. No. I didn't at my own wedding, to be fair. Too busy talking. I'm lining up some beers to take with me. Sheffield United lost our 4 best players after being promoted. Why is that then? Some of the new signs have started. Some guy called Archer, new number 10, scored the other day. This is the problem, isn't it? You see, you get promoted, big money comes in for players, and a lot of clubs, unless you bloody Man U or Man City with mega money, you know, big money comes in. The players' heads get turned, And you can't. You'd be lucky to stay in that league. Obviously, then you buy players, but then again, they need time to gel in the squad. I mean, we bought, was it 27 players last year? 27 players. 20 fucking 7 players. I expected Forest to buy eight maybe, to help them in the Premiership. But 27, that was bloody ridiculous. Best striker and midfielder for the year left on the contract, wanted to move on. This is the problem. They're looking at obviously football's not a lifelong event, is it? So they're looking at money. Let's be fair. If someone came to me in my job, doubled my wages, and the job was decent, like decent football club, you'd be looking, you think, as long as it's not too far to travel, I'd be thinking, bloody hell. If the seeds are sown, then I would. No one's going to offer me double the money though, so I'm stuck where I am. There you go. Unless I win the lottery, then I'm going to open up my own tap room. That'll happen. Yeah, I've got all the contacts. I've got all the people who know what they're doing. I know nothing, but I know the people that do know what they're doing. Agents are at fault. Well, agents are greedy bastards, aren't they? They're all there to make their portion of the money. So whenever they get sold on a bit of money going on, at least till about 7, maybe half 7. Yeah, I've not even looked at the Saudi league, but I know that Henderson's gone there, and who else has gone? Is it Messi gone there now, or has he gone to New York? Ronaldo's gone there, hasn't he? It's a bit like, was it the Chinese league a few years ago? That was mega money as well, wasn't it? You don't hear of many going to China. Is it China or Japan? I don't know. Messi's in Miami. Oh, it's Beckham's club. Yeah. But the people like Messi, for him, his family now is in Miami. I mean, I'd like to be in Miami, maybe not in Miami. Yeah. Florida, yeah. Not fucking Miami. Not Florida, sorry. On the outskirts of Orlando. You won't want to go into Orlando. Shit. We drove by Orlando one day, and that was on the outskirts, and looked, oh my God, it's a shithole. Maybe it was just a shithole area we drove by, but it was a shithole. Saudi want to pay Mo Salah $1.5 million a week. Thing is, you might as well let them go. If they can give big money to Liverpool to take his contract, and if he's not interested, if he just wants the money, I don't know how old Mo Salah is, but if some of these are coming to the end of if they're above 30 and they're thinking, look, I ain't got many years. If I can get $1.5 million a week, that's me for life. You can understand why they do it. I wish I was getting $1.5 million a week. He's 31. Yeah, there you see. You're above that 30 thing, aren't you? And how many more years are Liverpool going to leave in the front of the squad? How many years is he going to be able? The best. The thing is with both teams that players start to be not as good, and if he's at the top of his game still, and they're going to pay him $1.5 million, you can't fault him. You really can't. It's all down to his integrity, because that league's nothing compared to the Premiership or La Liga or the German Bundesliga. But if you put the French League One, whatever it's called, I don't think you put the French league in the same thing, because only bloody Paris Saint-Germain are going to win that. But at least in the other leagues, there's a small chance that somebody other than 2 or 3 clubs are going to win it. Small chance. But yeah, it is a bit. Oh. So going down. I'm glad the heat's dropped a little bit. The sun's not beaming into the shed anymore, so the temperature of the shed's dropped nicely. Jesus Christ, came in earlier, absolutely sweating my gobs off. Looking forward to obviously Derby Beercon. Good evening, Sam. Oh, good day. Good morning, even. Time is it over there? 5 in the morning? How is Australia these days? This is why I'm probably here. It's over there at the moment. It's like 27 degrees here. It's about 30 in the shed. But I'd sit outside, but you just get beamed with the sun. Plus, at least in here, I can have my laptop, my phone, and then my other phone. I've got it working now for lives, especially come winter, when we do um, the Advent calendar beer reviews, and I'm hoping to do at least one Advent calendar. And I think I'm going to bite the bullet and go for Brewdog. Why? Because Brewdog's cheap. It's literally about 40 quid. I've got about 5 phones upstairs. Every time somebody gets a new phone, I'm cribbing their phones. 3:15 a.m. Oh, working overnight. Oh, fair play, fair play. I didn't mind working nights. The only thing about working nights that I didn't like is is leaving the family, because you feel ever so guilty. The family's at home. If anything happens, you're worried. But yeah, Brewdog's Advent calendar. I think that's the one for me this year. It's cheap. It's cheap for a lot of people. If I put down I'm doing live beer reviews at around the same time every night, around the same time, it's not always absolutely doable. But in winter, obviously, there's no gardening. So as long as it's past 6 o'clock, we're all laughing. Next door neighbour does nights and as does one, likes to drink, too, loves whiskey too. Yeah, that's the problem. If you do nights and you like a beer or wine, then you've got to come home in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning and be knocking the old whiskey or something back just to help you get to bloody sleep. And it's about the only time of the day when you can literally have a drink and it's not going to show up. Because obviously you're good to sleep, and then you've got your evening, and then work. Comes home, has a few beers in the morning. Yeah. I used to, mate. Used to have to. I come home, my body's saying, sun's out, daylight, let's get on, let's do something. Whereas your brain's thinking, that the rest of your body's thinking, fucking hell, let's get some sleep. Yeah. I mean, I used to have a lot of Bacardis and vodka, and literally, I had to. I'd have about that much in a pint glass of Bacardi just to knock me out. It was a great time, Sam. Yeah, the beer festival. I tell you what, that beer festival was stuff of legends. Everybody UK was well impressed, and it did. The amount of beer. I mean, there was literally about 500 pints. Must have been. I haven't done all the calculations, but I know just via homebrew, I had 160 pints via homebrew. What's going on over there? Somebody's mowing and ripping up something for their mower. And that's without all the bagging boxes and everything else. It was amazing. I ended 4 in a row. Yeah, I slept about 16 hours, and it does kill you. That last night, you're on your knees. I do want to do a Ramsbury Brewery order. Yeah. Hopefully, once we've got past this wedding and past our holiday in October, hopefully I'll be able to start going back to some normality, because the beer wall's already starting to come back in again now, and it's getting lower and lower all the time. Not doing that many reviews. Actually, from the beer room, I'm doing more reviews outdoors at the moment. But although I'm not, I only went drinking one day this week, just for 2/3. Yeah, I definitely want to get a Ramsbury order, and that's one of the key ones I want to do this winter, a Ramsbury Brewery order. I want to do Brewdog Advent calendar. I'm tempted to do low cost beer advent calendar, but the last year's one wasn't the best. The first one I did from them was an absolute cracker. There was, I mean, now I look back and there was Track, Partisan. There was some right good breweries in there, even though I didn't even know them breweries at the time. But last year's, there was quite a few last year that were a bit, yeah. I mean, last year's was a bit, it wasn't as good as the first 2 years, that's for sure. Local advent calendar, I'm not going to bother, because every time I do one, I get the same fucking beers. And so I don't want to be drinking the same beer that I've reviewed literally. You know, somebody's strumming or mowing. Don't know what they're doing. Sounds awful. But yeah, so I won't be doing that. Thornbridge's advent calendar, I do recommend that, to be honest, if you like a good advent calendar. I'm not sure what it cost, 60 or 70 quid, but there was some good beers. I just wish they'd put some of the big hitters towards the end. For me, with an advent calendar, I'd rather you put all the shit beers right at the front, all the low ABV stuff at the front of December. And then towards the back of December, put the big beers in. Put the impies in near the end. Don't give me a 3.5% on Christmas Eve. I mean, it's like, fucking hell, 3.5%. Don't be a twat. But that's just me. You know, what's everyone else's opinion? You know, what would you like to see in an advent calendar? I want a big beer on Christmas Eve. I want to be drinking impi. I don't want, I mean, if it's Thornbridge, Jaipur is always going to be near the end because it's their flagship. I get that. Same as Punk IPA. Brewdog have bought a new amber ale in to flood the supermarkets with. Have they really? I've not seen it. Never had one, but open up our chips in to get me the Thornbridge one. Yeah, it's the cost, isn't it, coming up to Christmas? When you got kids, presents. I don't see my wages. I never see my wages. So my only revenue to get extra pennies in for Christmas was my internet, although the internet at the moment's shit. I've earned nothing for months. So literally gardening, and come the end of November, gardening stops for most of my things. So then I'm stuffed on that as well. So I'll have to just sell my body on the streets. But I don't think, I don't think I'd get much for it anyway. But anyway, yeah. The beer I've got going now is 3.8. Yeah, you want a big imp on Christmas Eve, don't you? You don't want the shit bit on Christmas Eve. Do your own advent calendar. Do you know something? A supermarket advent calendar would be interesting. And at the moment, Tesco's is the only viable option. Because if you look at all the other supermarkets, if you think about it now, you 4 for £6.50 at Tesco's, and then you look at the other supermarkets, you'll pay a fortune more. Bad influence. Don't talk about costs. I've had you look at the cars. 4 new tyres last week. Ouch. I have 3 new on my Skoda. 3. Now my car with a fuel smell. I actually need a good run, but I don't know a lot about cars. Yeah, I was going to bought the fuckers that we bought. Then we once gone to the shit mechanic that fucked them up. Pardon my French. Other cars a knocking noise. Oh dear. I've got a knocking noise on this Skoda. And you know where your if you think about it, you know where your shock absorber goes down. Well, there's a thing on top of your shock absorber, like a plastic thing, and there's a rubber. It usually seals itself on the rubber. The rubber on mine's corroded, and this fucking thing's banging around. But you know, as you're driving along, you can hear it banging, and it sounds worse than what it is. Yeah, it's shit. Finally give up the cig instead of £17 I'm only spending £2.99. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Come on, fuck off. Well, there's two of them in here. Fuck off. But yeah, yeah, £2.99, much better. And if you can wean yourself off that, 17 quid to spend on beer instead of cigarettes. Although don't tell your missus that I said that. I don't want to get the bollocking. Top man. Oh, that's not what you need. You know, you know, they say to you, oh, well, you can use public transport. Public transport's fucking expensive. And you get all the people that, you know, well, there's a lot of undesirables. There's a lot of idiots that are looking for trouble. There was a girl in Nottingham killed on a bus last year. And you know what really pisses me off with that? Fucking people sitting on that bus didn't get up and say, oh, you, fuck off. Young girl, about 18, this gang of little bitches started kicking her. And, you know, there's people on the bus. Why someone didn't get up and say, oi? And I tell you what, there's a moment in where if I'd have been on that bus, the red card would have come out, or the red mode would have come out, and you know, you give the warning, oi, I'm not having that, leave her alone now. And then don't leave her alone, then you stand in front and say, come on then. And you know, I'm not even a hard man, but I'm not having that. When I've been on the public park and that two gangs, I've gone up with a spade in the hand and I says, we're not having this on here, leave. And the posh lads, they pissed off one way. The other lads are there, they said, these fuckers are disrespecting us. I said, yeah, but they're all rich fuckers. You're never going to get nowhere. You'll get arrested. They'll get away with it. No point. Anyway, back to the comments. Yeah, we're getting closer to 4K. I'm literally about 44 off or something. Yeah, it's funny now because less people watch the channel now than they did, and I think the biggest time on the channel was COVID. With the daily lives, when sometimes we're getting that 60 people online on a live, and then literally I know all my figures from that time, and they are massive compared to what they are today. It is what it is. I can't do the lives, so as much as I can't afford the beer, although I'd love to. But yeah, COVID was massive. You know, COVID was massive for all channels. You know, some people did really, really well. But yeah, 48 hours to get on a bus. No, I can get on the bus to my workplace. It literally it's too far. So, I mean, luckily, our only saving grace is my son's got a car outside that he uses literally once a week. I don't know why he bothers having it. What he should have done a few months ago when my wife was looking for a new car is sold us his car, and then my wife wouldn't have gone out and bought this bloody Nissan Qashqai, had more issues with the Qashqai, and you know, would have been all good. But can't win them all, can you? Yeah, I think the beer communities, it is decent, and I will. I mean, if I get the Brewdog calendar early enough, I've looked on Brewdog's sites and that, but I've got the pennies at the moment, but I will sure leave. They want to take on Doombar. Oh, for fuck's sakes. The wife's picked 3 cars now. She picked a Ford KA. That was god awful. Well, then her father was badgering her into just getting a car because it's a Mardy house. And then she picked an Astra. That wasn't too bad, although I got smashed into, so that ruined the Astra. I picked the BMW, but the BM, obviously, We just chose the wrong mechanic. We were looking for a mechanic. Somebody in a pub says, "Oh, this bloke's good. He's done all my cars. He's really good." We got a price off him and went with it, and the rest is history. But yeah, then she chose the cash guy because she wanted the cash guy. I would have gone for a Ford. Sometimes, you buy these bloody cars that are a bit more sporty or a bit more this or that you fancy. And sometimes a Ford or a bloody Vauxhall is the best car to have, or a VW. Petrol Toyota, that's the way to get. Not to get advice from blokes, but yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, the one thing that really bugs me with the BMW, my brother, his father-in-law is a mechanic at a garage, and we asked about a price to do it. He never got back to us. Didn't seem interested. We wanted him to do it because we know without a shadow of a doubt that it would have been perfect when he'd done it. He wasn't fucking interested. So, you lose. Yeah, needles me. That does needle me. Yeah, and I hope I never talk to him about it, because I'll point it out if I do see him and talk to him. So, beer festival's coming up. Looking forward to Derby Beer Con. Bang the Elephant are there for the first time. Little Brewing are there for the first time. Crouch Brew Co are there for the first time. A lot of Derby related breweries there, which it is in Derby, so you can understand that. So you've got local beer breweries. You've got UK breweries like Tartarus, they're going to be there. Leeds based brewery now. I don't know where there was before there was in Leeds. Benjamin, you're right. Because imagine you have your own garage and you're honest. Word of mouth is king. As a gardener, I'm honest. I don't try and rob no one. I do the work. Once I've done what I need to do, and mainly sometimes just because I've had enough, that's it. I'll say, right, that's it. I've done blah, blah, blah. Got my pennies, go. And more garages that are honest, do a good day's work, not trying to fiddle you, not trying to pay for something that doesn't need fixing. Where we are now, we've got that garage, and they're really honest, they're really decent, and it's for us, it's been a godsend. They fought for our corner with the warranty. So without them, I reckon we wouldn't have got that 500 quid paid. And they tried to get the other money paid for the other thing, but the warranty people. So at the warranty people now, we've had 900 quid's worth of work done. We've paid a hell of a lot more than 900 quid though. So yeah, cars, yeah, fucking stress you out. Yeah. We could have gone for a lease car. We'd have paid out less money than we paid in cars this year. In fact, at £200 a month, yeah, we'd have had 2 years worth of cars. Yeah, maybe we should have gone down the lease route. Hey ho, hindsight's a great thing. It's not having hindsight, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, Derby Beer Con. So they've got local, they've got UK breweries, and they've got European breweries coming. So quite the for Derby, it as a craft beer festival, puts them on the bloody map. And I hope they get the support. Derby's, it's not like Nottingham. Nottingham Craft Beer Festival was rammed both days. It'd be interesting to see how Derby is. I looked last year on the photos, and it never looked like it was that busy. But we'll see. Yeah. Got to be careful saying anything about Derby if I'm going over there. Yeah. Better not wear a Forest t-shirt that day. Yeah. I get a good hiding before I even get there. No, I'll wear a beer t-shirt. Not sure I'll wear a Derby beer t-shirt. I definitely have got any Derby beer t-shirts, but yeah, Neon Raptor, the people that are running it. So they're both the two owners, the two people in charge of Neon Raptor. They're both from Derby. they own Suds and Soda, which is basically Derby's craft beer bar. And I think it's probably their only one. Right, so with the craft beer festival in Nottingham, they take a percentage of the revenue. So the more that's sold, the better it is. There's a lot of money, obviously, with any beer festival. What you've got to think about is there are people that will volunteer, but you've got to pay for security, for one, for hire of buildings, for hire of fencing, I would assume, for glasses. You know, glasses aren't cheap. Not in this day and age, they aren't. So, got to pay for glasses. So yeah, they earn a percentage, and I think that's the same thing with Derby Beercon. Now, Nottingham Robin Hood Beer Festival, you pay something like £1,000 just to have your bar on at the beer festival. Basically, then you can sell your beers at the beer festival, and then the price of the keg or the price of the cask, they'll pass on that price to the beer festival. So this is how I think it worked last year. So I might not be 100% right, but breweries were bringing, you know, they're going to put the prices of their cask up a little bit for the beer festival, because the price of a cask, and obviously it's going out in tokens, so you're not going to get as much as you would if you were selling it at a craft beer festival. That's what I'm trying to say. An idea, would you get your cost covered on the tickets, then the percentage you get for the sales is your profit? You'd think so, wouldn't you? I mean, obviously, ticket prices. But Derby Beercon today actually were on about trade tickets. And I asked the question, I says, asking for a friend, do beer reviewers qualify for trade tickets? And they didn't answer me back. All they said was, we know you've got a ticket. And it's like, that's not the question. You know, I want to know if I, as a beer reviewer, ask for a trade ticket, would I get a trade ticket? And yeah, no answer. So that's obviously fucking no. And, I mean, last week, to be fair, only because Bang the Elephant sorted me out, did I get a trade ticket. And I got in on the Wednesday on trade. Now, the interesting thing for me is with these trade tickets, can you get trade tickets for Friday, Saturday, when they put the prices up? So this is where beer festivals wind me up. If you're looking at Robin Hood Beer Festival, you've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The first 2 days, it's £15 a ticket. The first 2 days are when all the best beers are on. The best beers start to run out, then they put the reserves on. So Friday and Saturday, you're paying £25 a bloody ticket, and you're getting the shite selection of beers. And it's like, no fucking hell. £15 standard price, job's a good one. Or on the Friday and Saturday, put more tokens to balance out the fact that you're paying a tenner more. Good evening, Mr. Mercedes. How are you, mate? It's been a while. And trade ticket is usually for the trade session, just for the trade session. So for Robin Hood, that's Wednesday. So I've actually had a local brewer offer me a trade ticket. So we'll see if that comes up. And because people do, I get people saying stuff all the time and it never comes through, especially Nottingham breweries, but I won't go down that road. But just in case everybody's listening. Yeah, I just put them on my shit list and don't review any beers from them. And yeah, not that they're bothered, obviously, but Yeah. Oh yeah. So Wednesday then. See, that's good. See, the trade ticket's good because you still get a glass. You still get the same you'll still get tokens. And it for free. Just got to pay the bus fare into town and out of town. So yeah. Although it's the wrong bloody side of town where it is. So you have to get 2 buses to get down there, unless you like a walk. That's the only downer with where Robin Hood Beer Festival is these days. It is a bit of a shitbag. Woman who runs alcohol-free craft microbrew range of beers called Shoreline is going to change the name because Brewdog have took the name. Oh, bless. That's shit, isn't it? Why should they be allowed to put their name on something? That's like, the big people come in and just, rob the name. Yeah, I don't like that. Robin Hood Beer Festival, I'm all good. Yeah, Robin Hood Beer Festival. I'm with the wife and friends, so it's all good. And I'm not going. I'm not going early this time. Yeah, I'm not going early this time. I'm going at 4 in the afternoon. So I'm going down with the wife. I'm going to have the evening there all the way. So the last few years, I've been starting at 11 o'clock and spending the day there. This year, Liam's not going, Shane's not going, Jagman's not coming up, Dave's not coming up. 25 quid. All of a sudden, because of their stupid pricing, people are saying 25 quid. By the time I've paid my transport to get there, 25 quid. And then you start buying the beers. Too much. And I totally understand that. Brewdog say they want to wear. Yeah, shitheads. Anybody these days can do a quick Google before they release a beer, especially somebody like Brewdog, who've got a lot of social media people. You start slagging them off, then they soon get on the case. Paul Castle. I wonder if it will go back to the Castle. I'll tell you why. Last year, obviously, them new people were running the Castle. The prices were too high. Obviously, they went bankrupt. They didn't know their arse from their elbow anyway. Now we've gone back to more of a sensible pricing. And I do think there's more of a chance now that next year that it could go back to the Castle. Will CAMRA put it back at the Castle? I think the Castle was the spiritual home of Robin Hood Beer Festival. I think it worked better there, and it was better for the city centre. Certainly easier to get to. But it'll be interesting. And yeah, I might bring that up in a beer with Wraggy. I might do. Just to stir the pot a little bit as well, as you do. So more expensive than Indie Man in Manchester, which is seen as a premium craft event, and they do cask as well. I had some tickets. I was offered tickets the other week to a Manchester Craft Beer Festival. £50 tickets for free, 2 tickets. But it was literally just after this happened, and I didn't want to do it. Yeah, as for walking home, so I'm going to Derby Beercom, and I pray that somebody's getting on the bus on the way home. So yeah, at least if I get off the bus, get on a bus that I know is one of mine, and I'm round the corner from the house. Yeah. I've got a brand new phone now, so it's over there. But I've got a brand new phone that hopefully won't smash because it's got protection all around it. So if I do fall over, and it's got a fantastic battery as well. Literally at the end of the day, I'm still on a work day. I was lucky to have any charge on my old phone. This one I've still got 65% charge, which is amazing after a day at work. Especially with the stuff I do on my phone. Now I've been badly influenced into drinking tonight. I'm going to grab an impy over beer and fair play. I ain't got no impies in there. Yeah, I'm all impy. I have actually got about 6 bottles of my sticky toffee, but I'm supposed to be saving them for Friday night for my daughter's wedding. So I better be good, eh? Plan ahead, don't get a bus, you have to protect yourself all the time, especially when there's that taxi or don't bother. Well, Derby, bus is the only equation that I've got. It's too far. 20, that's 16 miles to Derby. But there's a bus called the Red Arrow. Rightio. Stop watching porn at work. Never did. I thought it was an all-in beer festival. I was gutted I couldn't go, really. I mean, if at the push, I could have chatted to my mate Andy, and he may have gone with us. But it's getting to Manchester and getting back home, so you've got to pay for flipping trains. Trains at the moment, dare you? Yeah, trains at the moment. Very hit and miss. Thankfully, the other week we chose to go when we went to Lincoln. We chose to go on the Sunday. The Saturday there were strikes. That was when we originally were going to go. So actually, by moving, woof, I've been saving my MP slash record nights, but I've got the Cloudwater 8th birthday MP. Oh, bless you. Hey, you don't drink little beers, do you? Heard it's not going back to the castle. No, it was never going to go back to the castle under that old ownership. Hopefully now it's under the ownership, things will change. The atmosphere is brilliant. Well, the thing is, at Derby Beercon, Benjamin, is that a lot of the local breweries are there. And if I'm too wrecked, I'm hoping that one of them will say, no, we'll take you back. Because some of them have also got to get back to Nottingham. So there's a good chance, that even if I am bad, which I shouldn't be, but if I am, then yeah. Tell your son you live in my house, you have a car, pick him up. He probably would, to be fair. He doesn't drink as well. So the last time he had a drink was my wedding. And yeah, he got steaming. Sick outside the house when he came home. That's why he's staying in Manchester for Indy, man, because last year was about payment coaches and lifts. Yeah. Government don't care about national public transport. Government don't care about out, do they? Apart from looking after themselves. Good evening, Paul. How are we? Not doing too bad myself, thank you. Warm today. Been a warm one. It's one of them days where I wish I actually did work in aircon. One of them days we actually miss Sainsbury's and a nice aircon environment. I don't miss the customers, obviously, or little twats telling you what to do. And it's nice being in the job where no one tells you what to do. Can't be done with it. Yeah, he don't drink. Yeah, he's got a healthy kid in there. Yeah, yeah. On the Spatten lager. Oh, tell you what, I am just looking at my charge on my phone. I'm gonna have to swap my cable over in a minute onto the phone. But yeah, I'm looking at doing a load of German lagers again. You know, like your Spattens, Erdingers, and all them. October's coming up, and I'm thinking that yeah, I'm thinking it would be a good thing for the channel to have a go over all of them coming up. Certainly for, you know, because beers change over the years. Although I doubt that the likes of the German ones actually do change. Little have Oktoberfest box on Thursday. Do they now? Ooh, ooh. My little will be about 2 weeks afterwards, if they even get it. But it'll be interesting. Yes. Thursday's a bad day for me. I'm setting up a wedding. Friday's a wedding. Saturday's a wedding. And Sunday, well, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I'm well. I've not bought the Oktoberfest beers. I've been buying cases of 12 Paulaner House for 20 quid from Majestic Wines. Not a bad price. Don't tend to drink that many from one particular brand then. Getting jobs done in the house, so I'm sat outside all day. At least whether nice well off work or fair play. Oof. See, we've got a holiday coming up in October, so we're going to Dorset, pool in Dorset. Side job as a wedding planner. Fucking, I wouldn't want it. Hey, the stress of weddings, the stress I had before our wedding, the stress of trying to get a beer festival set up, watching the weather all week, getting the grounds looking amazing, buying the beers. That was stressful enough as well. Thinking, am I going to keep the beers cold because of the weather? And all them sort of stresses that pissed it down. So the beer festival had to move inside. In the end, the whole lot works out great. The whole thing. And it's amazing how you stress and stress. And in the end, it worked out great. No idiots at all. Not one idiot. I didn't invite idiots anyway. But you never know. Beer and people breeds idiots. You know, there's always one that wants to start scrapping. Yeah, all the big beer lads are staying in the same hotel, except Popzine and his partner. Could be chaos on the Saturday night. Oh, bless you. Is Craig coming up then? Noticed Craig's post recently. Yeah, quite concerned for his mental health as well. Bless him. Other days he seems more upbeat, but there's been a couple of days where I've watched. You know, I don't watch reviews these days. I ain't got time to watch my own stuff. Never mind anybody else's. But yeah. When you see certain things, I see the signs, and I know the signs myself because obviously been down the old Craig is a maybe. He has a ticket and a room. He is a nice bloke, and he's like the Jedi master of beer reviewers. Yeah, he knows that balance between beer and water. And that is a balance, you know. It's a kingly balance. If you can balance that out and go all day and still be relatively sober, but drank a shitload, woof. Well, Nottingham Craft Beer Festival, I was drinking loads of water. Still ended up smashing the face. So, yeah. 2 lots of food, loads of water. People were saying to me, why are you drinking water? Trying not to get too drunk. But I think too many 15%ers didn't help. Can't wait to get the reviews off that phone. I will do it, but it's going to cost me to do it. So I'll have to wait till probably after Christmas, once Christmas is out of the way, and then pay a phone firm to get the videos off the phone. Never drink water. And I don't like to. Goes against the grain, doesn't it? Drinking bloody water. I couldn't. I'll drink beers too fast. I'm saying Benjamin. I'm kidding a sweet shop. I'll just drink and drink. Fuck it. I think, yeah, no, I'm drinking. Yeah, water's for losers. But yeah, no, I've lost a few times. Yeah. I mean, I must admit that year when Craig come to Craft Beer Festival, Jagman was awesome, and I was pretty, not totally gone, but I was pretty decently drunk. But the second night, I followed what Craig was doing, and I'd gone home, and I was still, obviously, I'd had a few beers, but I was still pretty decent to be fair. Get the stuff off for a few quid, that would be nice. Just quickly transfer it to one of my other phones. I've got many phones. Just drink equal amounts, 6%, 6 plus ABV and minus 6 ABV to make sure I have a decent amount of food. Yeah, there's a way of doing it. I just think that I like too many big beers. It's the food that slows down the absorption. The problem with food also, if you eat too much food, then your belly's full, and then that's what happened to me on that Old Tom, when I did, when I did the Old Tom challenge, I'd had that much food before, and knowing that I'm going to try and drink 10 Old Toms, and literally drinking the Old Tom, although it was so malty, that literally I couldn't fucking put anything more in my stomach, because my stomach was at breach. And I do wonder sometimes with food and booze, you know, drinking and eating, that there's a point where your belly's that full. 4,000 Wraggys gonna have a week off the day? No. No. Although I'm not going to buy anything daft. I ain't got the money anyway. But I've actually got, but I need to get it off Liam. I've got to pay him for it. But I've got there's a shop in Sutton in Ashfield called Ian Wright's, and they were doing the fucking hell, not Green King, Bourbon County, Bourbon something or other. It's literally, I think it's something like 23 quid a bottle. The Imperial Stout. Can't think of the fucking name of it now. And Craig sent me it once. Bourbon County, Goose Island, Bourbon. I don't know. Expensive anyway, whatever it is. And they were selling it for 4 quid a bottle. 4 quid. And that was absolutely Goose Island Bourbon County 20 quid. Yes, that's the one. They were selling it for 4 quid a bottle. Fucking hell. He went and got himself 6. And I said, oh, get me one. Got a bottle of it for 4 quid in Sheffield. So it's about them. There's a place in Huddersfield that does cheap beer. I've heard. There's a warehouse. I think Barry, all the beer, no idea, went there in Huddersfield. It's in my drawer, ready for the winter 2019 version. Cracking. I can't keep beers. Yeah, I can't. It's as simple as that. If I've got a big beer on the shelf, it's going. I've got to drink it. I've got to review it. It's as simple as that. I'm not messing about. One of those things, isn't it? You know, it's there. You think, oh, I'm having that. I can't let that go. Yeah. Drink all the big beers, and then I start getting to the boring beers that I hate, like the 4%ers, and I'm thinking, oh, fuck's sakes, I've got to review that. Oh yeah, it's a session IPA, lovely. Although there's some days I come down the beer room and you think to yourself, I could just sink a 4%. Like today, you come in today, and I wanted a lager, and I didn't actually have a lager in the end. I had a Belgian beer. But that was the beer. And it's so funny. Have you been to Supermarket Rodak on Nuttall Road in NG8? No. Yeah. I know Nuttall Road. Why has that got some decent beers then? Might have to have a look at that. I'll try and remember it. My memory is shit anyway, but there you go. I've had Bourbon County in the drawer since 2019 and a Brooklyn Brewery Black Ops Stout from 2021. Like I say, I can't do it. I know our man in Scotland, So Fucking Drunk, that's how he pronounced him, his YouTube channel. He had a load of beers that he'd stashed in his cellar. I don't know if it's an actual cellar. But that's aging beers for 7 years. And I'm like, there's no chance. Absolutely no fucking chance. I'm lucky for beer ages for a few months. Especially if it's a decent big beer. It killed me having 2 empty stouts above 11% in barrels in the beer room. Just sitting there and couldn't touch them for 4 months. Absolutely crippled me. Part of a Polish supermarket chain in Europe. Eastern European beers and spirits. We have one in Sherwood that's Eastern European. They had a lot of good beers. I did review all the. I went in and spent like 20 quid and got 22 different beers. Polish beers mostly like, but don't drink Impies very often. They're willing to share with, so I open a 15%. Got to drink, got to finish it. Well, yeah. The problem with me, I open one 15%, and then I want to open another 15%. Gets very dangerous very quickly, and yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker for it. I can't help myself. It is what it is. You can't win them all. So it's nice to have a bit of a live tonight. I can't schedule the lives in at the moment because we've just been so flipping busy. Good evening, Mr. Stout King. How are you? Wraggys thinking, well, finish it. I would, yeah. Yeah. I dare tell you some of the stuff I do. Yeah. You've seen dog shit reviews in the past. Yeah. I mean, I could sink a pint of Impy in literally 20 seconds and then walk back up the arse. And yeah. But I don't say that, you know, in public because I get a right fucking arsehole then. 8% Belgium is max for me. The Belgian bin, right? I've chucked it in the bin now. That was a really nice beer. Only 6.4% mine, but it was nice. It was nice. I'm looking forward to the Derby Beer Con to try the Tartarus beers. The only problem is, I really wish beer festivals. I know a third is the legal bloody legal thing, but I'd rather have a fifth or a sixth, and if I like it, go up and get another fifth or a sixth. You know, not only for beer reviewing, but for tasting, because obviously they're not going to give you free tasters. Why would they? You know, it's just people being arsehole-ish. Oh, can I have a taste of that? Can I have a taste of that? They've had 20 tasters, half fucking drunk before they've been paid for a beer. And breweries, you know, a local brewery near me has gone out of business today. King's Clipston Brewery gone out of business, and there's one somewhere else in the country that's gone out of business, and it's like fucking hell. But I do wish that we could get lower than the thirds. 8% is a good big ABV. I'm going to open a 12.7%, 375ml Cloudwater, 4.3 units. See, I don't care about units. Never really take any notice. I'll just drink them and that's it. I'd learned Cloudwater Wild Ales once. Jesus, never again. Far too strong. Right. Some breweries forget they are a business, not a hobby. This is a problem, isn't it? You know, you've got to look at the business side. A local brewery to me, Alter Ego Brewing. So you've got the brewery, you've got the, which also doubles as a tap room now. Every Saturday now, it doubles as a tap room. You've got the micro pub, which has most of their beers on, but also has a rotating list of other people's keg and cask. But what he does do, and he said to me, he says, I said to him, oh, are you doing such and such beer festival? He says, I ain't got time. He says, we're selling that much beer that I literally can't do beer festivals because, and he's putting beer in cask. So all the local pubs around Nottingham, Derby, and probably further afield, his casks are going out there, and he's doing that well. And he told me, he says, I'm doing that well that I literally don't need to do beer festivals and pay out for a bar at a beer festival. And you know, and in some ways, with people doing beer reviews, as long as it's a positive beer review, if it's a shit beer review, then that can be damaging. But if a beer's bad, a beer's bad. You've got to, you know, saying it in the right way and not being an arse. Oh, fucking that tastes awful, straight down the sink. But I'm flying on. But I've all Alter Ego's beers have been amazing, and literally for 3 years now, I've been reviewing their beers, and some amazing beers. Oh, they're on Bruiser now. I don't really know that brand. I've seen it. I've been handed the car, but I'm not really, not really bothered. Building that brand, same as social media. Building your brand. You know, some people are far better at social media than others, and exploitation. Social media is there to be exploited. If you look on Instagram, I obviously I'm on all social medias. So Instagram, you follow some of the beer people on there, and there's this lady who does beer stuff, and you know, she's from America. I think she's English, but she's in America. Craft Beer Nikki or something along them lines. And there was a photo that came up this morning, and it's like, I can see why you get 2,000 likes on a post, and it's like I get about 5, if that, and 2,000 likes. But yeah, you can understand why she's exploiting social media to the best. Yeah, and I'm not going to go any further. But yeah, there's a reason why she's getting 2,000 likes. The top Instagram beer reviewer bloated me. Well, must have upset him. The guy's a runner too. Oh, well. What does bloat me mean? Don't understand that little bit terminology there. Never had an alter ego, but only just getting Bang the Elephants in Sheffield. Well, that's good to hear. Bang the Elephant. I know that Rob Hopsine has had it at where he works, that craft beer shop he works at, has had it in there. Brewers is a subscription where you get a case of beer per brewery a month. You can choose or leave it random. Oh, right. Oh, blocked you. Right here. See, I don't care for it. I use Instagram to feed YouTube. And in some ways, that's wrong, because you've got to use each social media to feed each social media, but it's difficult. You know, it's only a hobby for me, and I spend enough time on a hobby that does nothing, doesn't pay bills or anything. So, you know, some of these people are getting, I see some of the people on Instagram, oh, I've been gifted this today, I've been gifted that, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, I've been gifted fuck all. Not that I really care, but you see it all the time, and obviously looking for pretty boys, or pretty ladies, shall we say. I would assume, or people who are a lot better at social media than what I am. So who's blocked you then? What's his name? Do I know? 20% discount. At the moment, I'm not spending anything on beer at the moment. I keep getting the odd beer when I go to the supermarket, a couple of beers here and there. You'll have noticed that I am not doing beer hauls very much at the moment, because I've literally been buying no beers. And again, so much money going out at the moment. It's, it is what it is. But it also, in some ways, it stops me being silly. There was a moment in time where I was spending 50 quid a week on beers for reviews, doing a shitload of reviews in here, and got to the stage where I had literally 400 beers. That's a lot of fucking beers. And yeah, we just moved my charger cable. Oh gosh, Tesco's now 4 for 7 quid. I don't think it's ever going to go any, it's never going to get any better, Mark. You know, here we go. Yep, I'm charging again now. Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to get any better with the supermarkets. If you think about the sugar tax on cola, so there's a sugar tax that came in a year or so ago. That was supposed to be on full fat, full sugar pop. What did they do? They put it on all fucking pop. So all pop went up silly in price, apart from the shitty own brands that no one drinks anyway. So all pop, all that Dr. Pepper Zero is fucking, say, £2.50 a bottle. Whereas Dr. Pepper is £2.50. It's like, shouldn't that be fucking 40 or 50 pence less? Because that hasn't actually got the tax on it, because there's no fucking sugar in it. And then the same with beer, government want you to drink less, so they now basically have brought in stealthily in England and Wales this price per unit. Scotland have already got it, but now they've brought it in, and now they want you. What they're saying is they want you to go to a pub and enjoy a beer, but not drink from the bottles. But yeah, and that's why even so, pub beer has gone up in price. Yeah, it's all about looking after the mega breweries like your Heinekens and your fucking Carlsbergs, etc. Yeah. And this thing also with takeout beer, yeah, it's all bollocks. Inflation. I can't understand with inflation. The government has the power to force prices down. They can force the price of petrol down. They certainly can force the price of gas and electric down. But why would they? Because they're making so much tax off it. And they're saying they're not, but they fucking are, because we're all paying through the nose. Yeah. But the problem is there'll be no high street soon, because there's that many businesses going out of business that it's going to be another very interesting winter. Somebody who's a money man said to me that it's going to be 2025 before it all starts going back down at a rate. I thought, oh, that's great. So we've got another year and a half of pain. It did in some ways, Adam, but not fully. Yeah, I thought that, because I reposted all that about the takeout thing. But some of the breweries who I know, they actually posted on a thread that I put on Facebook. They actually posted some of the details that surprisingly are missed. £3 for Sweet Temptation, though, is not a bad price for vocation. For supermarket craft beers, I think supermarket craft beers, that the likes of Brewdog, Beavertown, who can afford to put their beers in supermarkets and make literally no money on it, or very little money, they are going to rule the roost on the craft beers. Thornbridge, maybe. Vocation have got a big setup now. Some of the Scottish breweries like Stewart Brewing and Williams Brothers Brewing, but there's a lot of breweries who literally can't put craft beer now, and certainly to get it into supermarket and make anywhere near a profit that's sustainable anyway, at least. I mean, a local brewery that I talked to when he worked at Kelham Island, he was saying to me that they'd send a pallet of beer to a supermarket and they'd make a couple of quid profit off that pallet. Fucking pallet of beer, a couple of quid profit. That's not good. Brewdog owners have stock in Heineken, so it's win-win for them. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. I mean, I had a Beavertown bloke at work the other week trying to sell me Beavertown, and he reckons Beavertown now are the biggest craft beer brewery in Britain, above Brewdog. I don't know if that's genuine or if he was just telling me that just to, bump his, because obviously he's a salesman. But I found that interesting. I mean, obviously, but like my workplace, both my workplace sell Beavertown as well. And most pubs you go into these days seem to be selling Beavertown. Neck oil seems to be the one. And it's funny, I go into some pubs and I don't really take notice of what's on keg unless there's a beer that's obviously not the mainstream rubbish. So like when I go to the store in at Beeston, I take no notice of the keg. Beavertown's on the keg. I don't look at it because, you know, there's nothing on the keg that's interesting. So all I'm doing is looking at the cask stuff. But yeah, it is interesting that how Beavertown through Heineken have managed to get such a pull on them pumps. I mean, it's good for them. And apparently, from what he was saying, this sales bloke, that Heineken don't interfere with Beavertown. They're still ran independently. Because I said to him, "Are you sure? Sure, Heineken aren't pushing the strings?" He says, "No, we're still ran independently for now." So I don't know if that's true or not. I have my own judgment on that, but do Beavertown do a stout? I'm not so sure. I don't know that much about Beavertown. I know they do lots of IPAs and a couple of dippers. The only ones I've seen in supermarkets are all IPAs and double IPAs and that sort of thing. Fuck off. And I ain't got my phone on me to tell you because my phone's over there doing the internet, so I can't even search it. But I've not come across a Beavertown stout. It's interesting that Brewdog, with that shoreline thing they brought out. I mean, obviously, was it Audi brought but was it Lidl brought their version of Doom Bar out? And it'd be interesting with the Brewdog version if it tastes better. I mean, to be fair, if you're Brewdog and you know the original recipe for Doom Bar, the original recipe, the one that inspired Molson Coors, aka Carlin, to take over. It'd be interesting to see if Brewdog could brew the original version of Doom Bar as a craft beer, sell it cheap, then surely, fucking hell, yeah, surely that would be rather, yeah, that would be the Doom Bar killer. Yeah, fuck off, big fly. It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? It's the same as Guinness, I suppose, really. Although the Guinness, those who breed Guinness day in day out would not admit it, but the Brewdog version of Guinness is actually better than the Guinness. And from Blue Monkey in Nottingham, they've done a similar nitro stout that absolutely batters Guinness. Brewdog Bar's up and coming festival brewing. This made me laugh. In what way, mate? In what way? Spill beans. I'm on for another 20 minutes, then I suppose I better go up the house and make sure everyone's safe and my son's not done over silly. Taking it easy, not hitting the beer too hard. It's cooled down, thank God. It's cooled down as well. And it's nice to have our lives. I forget how good the lives are at times. The lives are good for mental health, chatting. Sometimes chatting to people, it's the best thing. And I hate our bugbear of a lot of channels is when they're doing this and they're 30 minutes behind. When you've said, "Hey mate, how you doing?" 30 minutes later, you're still waiting. You're thinking, for fuck's sakes, come on, wrap up. But yeah, Brewdog, funnily enough, will be my advent calendar this year. Not because I'm a Brewdog fanboy, but because it's cheap, it's accessible. There's going to be some good days, There's bound to be a couple of bad days on that calendar. And but it's, if I do lives as well, try and get a 6:30 live sorted out, because 6:30 in winter, I think, is the premium time. Even on a Saturday, if we go out for a beer in Beeston, that would be, there's going to be a lot of bad days with that calendar. Well, it's going to be interesting. You'll get an honest review. If I don't like it, I don't like it. 40 quid though, round about 40 quid for the calendar. There's not many calendars out there that I want a calendar with the same beers as everybody else's. I don't want to be doing a live review. Nobody's got the same fucking beer. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time. I do feel that, I love low cost, but I do feel that none of their beer calendars are the same. It's, whatever they've got, chuck it in the job. Woof. Where's a half decent calendar though? That's the problem. And then the problem is with calendars is the fact that for me, I want other people to have the same beers as what I've got. Just crack the cloud water. Ooh, what's it tasting like? Thornbridge is a good calendar, yeah, and they are a decent. I do like Thornbridge. Would I do 2 calendars? Maybe. Yeah, that's the only thing that pisses me off about Brewdog. The amount of supermarket beers. I want beers that aren't in supermarkets. Thornbridge, yeah. The only thing with me this year, if I do an advent calendar, I can't have it stacked that way, because the last time I did the port whiskey bourbon barrel aged blend, oh, that sounds absolutely spot on. That does, doesn't it? But yeah, I can't have advent calendars like that again, because what happened is, with the Thornbridge one, it bloody collapsed and half the beers fell out. Yeah, I didn't know what day it was what. So I'm having to message Thornbridge and say, what beers number 21? What beers number 22? Kind of takes the thing out of the equation of the mystery of what beer's coming. Yeah. That's the thing with advent calendars, isn't it? What's coming. That's I'm on lemonade, trying to only drink 2 days a week now. Fair play, mate. 2 days a week. Good evening, Wayne. It's been a while. Done a beauty with check, bud. Yeah, checkmate. Absolutely. So I've had it on keg the other night at the abdication. I've been at Drayton Manor all day. Literally, I got there at 11, left at 7, got home for 8, and managed to get to the pub for 9 o'clock in Nottingham. Our local craft bar, the nearest craft beer bar to me, and they had Checkmate on, and they had Abbeydale, Abbeydale Voyager IPA on cask. Fucking hell, that was amazing on cask. Real thick, hazy pour. It looked the dog's bollocks on cask. Tasted as well. Oof. Supermarket beer of the year, price and taste. Yeah. It tastes. I tell you what, it was so refreshing the other night. It batters any other lager, certainly any other supermarket lager out there. Yeah. I'm still looking at that port and whiskey bourbon barrel aged. do want to do some more grain brewing. I'd like to do a barley wine and age it. Problem with me with aging is I'm not good at aging anything. Yeah, the only reason I aged anything for my wedding was because I said I was doing a beer festival all the way along, and I wanted to make sure that people tasted it, and and when I cracked it open the night before my beer festival, it was like, fucking hell. The sticky toffee was unbelievably good. I mean, it's still great now, but it wasn't as good that night I cracked it open from the cask. Wow. Batters a lot of craft lagers from bottle shops. That's something I need. Like I've said, I need to go down the craft, the German lager route, and do more foreign stuff. Yeah, it's in cans. They've really gone to town on it. Thornbridge have. It's a big money earner when you think about it, because if that's now a premium brand of theirs, lagers are never easy to brew. So if they can keep doing that and have a good steady go at it, but also put it into mini keg, fucking hell, that's a guaranteed money earner for both them and Budvar. And if they carry on doing it as they do, you could see that becoming the I'm just looking at my levels of battery. Yeah, if they keep doing that, wow. Yeah, it was bottle shop first, wasn't it? Yeah, predominantly, and just craft beer pubs first as well. But it's exploded, and I mean, I'm glad for Budvar, because let's be fair, Budweiser shite, and most of the premium stuff in out there shite anyway, in pubs. So for Thornbridge and Budvar to make something that's fucking decent, for people to say, now that is a proper lager. It's going to be very interesting this year to see what comes into the supermarkets. I'm actually still surprised that the Vocation barrel-aged mint is still in supermarkets. Begs the question with that barrel-aged mint, is it really fucking barrel-aged? Because there's a hell of a lot of it in supermarkets. Now, you've either got a fucking shitload, and I do mean a shitload of fucking barrels of it, or there's a bit of kidology going off with that. Yeah. Is it not wooden barrel-aged? Is it fucking, I don't know, just aged? Yeah. It doesn't say it's bourbon barrel aged or anything. It just says it's barrel aged. Yeah, it fucking, there's a lot of things people say. Oh, this was this and this is that. But I love Vocation. Don't get me wrong. But a barrel aged beer that's in every flipping Tesco's, selling, quite a few per week, you would need fucking shitloads of barrels. You've got to run out at some stage. Yet 6 or 7 months later, if not longer than that, it's still in every flipping Tesco's. Yeah, I'm a bit curious with that. Supermarket and biz will be 7.9% with new tax laws. I think you'll see a lot more of that. Yeah, I think you'll see a lot more of lower ABV. Well, at least, on the label, because you can get away with selling a higher ABV, just putting a 7.9%, but you can't charge more for it, I suppose, in that respect. But yeah, the Vocation mint is okay, but the second time I had it, I didn't rate it as much as the first time. I put it against my sticky toffee, that was aged in a barrel, but a plastic barrel. And yeah, my sticky toffee battered the bloody mint. I might have to do the sticky toffee again. And yeah, could you imagine doing that? Could you, in a homebrew way, doing your own homebrews and then selling them in like a tap room environment? Would they be as expensive? As long as you brewed on site and didn't go out the door, maybe they would be. This cloud water is banging, not getting 11.4%. You won't get checkmates and living, or you got. Oh, you bought 12. Oh, you bought 12 singles then, not a can, a pack of 12. Right, that's interesting. Yeah, you probably won't. Yeah, it'll probably only be in bottle shops then, or straight from Thornbridge. Yeah, it may well be in the Thornbridge advent calendar. So, 1 hour 46 minutes. Wow. Temperatures dropped down nicely. Stick to pillow on the hose. I shall pour this, and then I better knock off in about 10 minutes, methinks. And just in case wife comes home early and I get a bollocking for being down the shed all night. But I don't do many lives these days, so it's all good. There was no pack of 12 to buy. I had to get a 4 from one little and 8 from another. I think it's well worth it though, for a decent lager. This one was like a random one, mate. Yeah, this one was more of a random one. I will try and actually start scheduling them in, because a lot of people say to me, need a few days notice, and I get that. Oh, I went then. Internet died. Yeah. After this week, I always watch that thing over there. So there's like an eye. Looks like an eye anyway on StreamYard. And if the eye's gone, that's it. I fucked it. So, but yeah, after this week, there's no more weddings. The weddings are over, and there's more of a chance of doing lives. The only thing I need to do is possibly go to supermarkets and pick up some supermarket beer. Problem is these days, supermarket beer shit. I walked into Sainsbury's last night and I've looked and I thought, oh, it's fucking boring. There's fuck all here I want to drink. Nothing. I'm looking, I'm thinking, yep, nothing. I need to go to somewhere like Waitrose. There's a Waitrose in at Newark, and I need to pop into that and have a look at the stuff that I don't normally get. But I've got to be honest, supermarkets at the moment, they just tend to be doing the same breweries. Is there a reason why they're doing that? It makes you wonder. Is the reason that there's only so many breweries now in the country that can afford to put their beers into supermarkets? It does make you wonder. Booths, yeah. So we was hoping to get to Blackpool this year. It ain't going to happen. There's only so many things you can do in a year, and but I do need to go to Booths, and we do want to do Blackpool, but that's going to be next probably next June now this way. Very good German lager section. Ooh. But I do, on the run up to Oktoberfest, I am going to look at redoing all the German lagers, especially if I can get them on a 4 for 6.50, a 4 for 7. I'm not paying fucking £2 or £3 per one. I might as well go straight to a craft beer shop and pay their prices and not be giving the fucking greedy supermarkets their money, or just go straight to low cost beer because low cost beer are cheaper than a lot of them. I mean, on the shop front, Beers of Europe, Trembling Madness seem to be the best two national shops at the moment online. I think Blackpool has one. Lytham, St Anne's, or Polton the Food are nearest. I must check out that place on Nuttall Road. I've already forgot the fucking name of it, but I'll have a look at some stage. Oh, got its best time of the day. Sun's gone down. I need to go up the house, get myself some food. Wife's going to be home about 8 o'clock or before 8 o'clock. So, but it's nice to do a live, but it's nice to give some advance notice. Had I known that she was going to go out tonight, I would have set a live up a few days ago, and I need to watch what she's doing in the future, be a bit more alert and listen. Yeah, can't not being guilty of not listening. Yeah, I'm a fuck for not listening. I've got that filter, and it says, "No, fuck it, don't listen." Yeah, and it happens all the time. Yeah, can't help myself. What was the place in Blackpool that you said to me to try, and it was closed? It wasn't Boobs. It might have been something else. Not Waitrose. But there was something in Blackpool, a shop, and I went up on a Sunday. Cheers. It's gone to my phone, so I won't hear it. But I'll have a look at that. Always on the lookout for new places for beer that I haven't reviewed. I do get jealous. Wayne, yeah, I'd have been that. It's funny because last night she fell asleep watching TV, and she always gives me shit for falling asleep. So I fucking went, "Hey, fell asleep, have you?" And fuck me, she woke up then, and I'm nodding, and then she's giving me grief for nodding. Oh dear. Going to Blackpool sometime this year. Take my son to Gruffalo Pay Centre. Need to get yourself to the Pleasure Beach Icon. Oh, fucking best roller coaster in England. It's not too high. You can have your arms out all the way around the ride. Double launch roller coaster. Absolutely spot on. Yeah. And then if you're really feeling daredevilish, you can go on the big one and cling on for your life as you're going down that first. Once you've got your confidence up, it's all right. It's getting better because they're replacing the track. It's not as rough as it was. It was absolutely dog shit rough. But yeah, it's getting better. And it's good to see that Blackpool have actually put some money into that theme park. They've got some great rides. Don't do roller coasters. They need to. Can't beat being on a roller coaster. I went on Maelstrom the other night at Drayton Manor. So it goes literally about 70 foot up in the air. And obviously arms out in the air as you do. And I tell you what, I felt so safe doing it. Absolutely love roller coasters. Can't afford to go to theme parks like, but you see some of these on YouTube can. But yeah, I'd go every day, I would. Although, fucking queue jumpers, I'd want to kick the shit out of them after a few days. Yeah. This bloke and his family walked through all the line the other day. And there must have been somebody in the line who he was going to. So one person and 6 of them went through the line. People complaining. And it's like, you're an absolute arsehole. No respect for anybody else, And no, I couldn't do it. People are pissing me off when you start walking over your plants. Yeah. I've done the public parks and people disrespecting your work, and it's like, "Oh, you get off that bed," and and then they start giving you shit, and it's like, keeps the fucking path, mate. That there's a reason why there's a path. There's a reason there's a flower bed. Keeps the fucking path. And yeah, I've had plenty of arguments over the years. Wow. Brewed about 6 months ago, if not longer. It's been a while. Aged in barrel for 4 months, and then put into fermented into that, and yeah, pretty decent. Yeah, litter. Why chuck shit on the floor when there's a fucking bin? Put your stuff in the bin. Be respectful. Why is Britain as bad as it is? It's because people have no respect. Once you start fining people 100 quid a time, you know, get them, and predominantly it's certain sort of people, and you know, fucking disrespectful, they're shits, and you know, when they get to the age of 9 or 10, you've got to lay the law down with them, because unless you do at the age of 9 or 10, by the time they get to 16 to 18, they are absolute knobs. Oh, so phone died. Oh well, I had to restart it. But in any case, thank you all for watching tonight, and it's been a good one. Nearly 2 hours. Wow, baby, back up the house. And cheers all. See you soon.